Ever notice how the people who built your entire world somehow end up on the waiting list of your life? Your dad probably never planned it that way either. Picture yourself at 7 years old, sitting in a cramped office that smells like motor oil and old coffee. You're there with your brother, building imaginary cities out of spare bolts while dad's underneath some stranger's car. It's Tuesday, which means it's also Wednesday, Thursday, and every other day of the week. Same routine, same waiting, same dad who won't clock out until the sun's already given up. Here's the thing nobody tells you about sacrifice. It's completely invisible when you're the one benefiting from it. Those weren't just late nights at the auto shop. That was someone choosing your homework help over sleep, your new sneakers over his own comfort, your childhood over his own free time. Now, imagine you're the architect of your own cage. You've got a career that demands everything, a family that needs you constantly, and a calendar that's booked solid until next fiscal quarter. Sound familiar? Welcome to the beautiful irony of adulthood. You've become exactly busy enough to forget who taught you what effort looks like. So what's the real cost of becoming successful, responsible, and fully grown? Turns out, it's measured in missed phone calls and postponed visits. It's calculated in the growing gap between I should really stop by and actually stopping by. The mechanics are brutally simple. Work fills every gap you give it. Family obligations multiply like they're getting paid commission. Your daily routine becomes this perfectly engineered machine that somehow has no space for the person who built the original blueprint. Cue the inspirational Instagram posts about work-life balance and making time for what matters, but nobody mentions that awareness doesn't actually free up your Thursday afternoon. Knowing you should visit doesn't magically clear your schedule or silence the demands coming from every direction. Here's where it gets darker. You start rationalizing. Dad understands, right? He was busy too. He'll be there next month, next season, next year. The math of delay seems reasonable until you actually do it, until later becomes a pattern and patterns become years. Meanwhile, somewhere across town, there's a guy who used to stay late fixing transmissions just so his kids could have what they needed. He's probably not keeping score, but time definitely is. Every postponed visit adds up on a ledger you didn't know existed. Want to know the cruelest part? You probably learned your work ethic from him. That relentless dedication, that sense of responsibility, that inability to put yourself first, all inherited. You're trapped by the same values he instilled in you. The irony is so thick you could cut it with a torque wrench. The man who taught you about sacrifice is now the one being sacrificed to your schedule. The person who made time when there wasn't any time is now waiting for you to do the same impossible math. Some people say you can't pour from an empty cup, that you have to take care of your immediate responsibilities first. Others argue that regret weighs heavier than any deadline ever could. Both sides have compelling points, but neither magically adds hours to your day. Here's the adaptation phase everyone goes through. You start optimizing, maybe quick phone calls instead of visits, maybe holidays only. Maybe you convince yourself that quality matters more than quantity, even though you're not actually managing either one. Your dad adapts too, probably. He tells you not to worry, that he understands, that you've got your own life now, which somehow makes it worse, doesn't it? Because unconditional understanding feels an awful lot like being forgotten, just with better PR. The system perpetuates itself beautifully. The busier you get, the more you need to stay busy to maintain everything you've built. Your absence becomes self-justifying. You can't visit because you're working to support your family, and supporting your family requires not visiting. Technology promises solutions, video calls, text messages, digital check-ins, but everyone knows there's a difference between a pixelated face on a screen and actually showing up. Between sending a thumbs up emoji and sitting in the same room where you used to play with spare bolts. Fast forward to today, and nothing's really changed except everything has. You're still in that cycle of work and responsibility, just like he was. Except now, you're on both sides of the equation, the busy parent and the waiting child, all at once. Despite every promise you made to yourself about being different, about not letting work consume everything, here you are, the same patterns, different generation. New excuses that sound suspiciously like the old ones, but with modern vocabulary. The guilt becomes its own presence in your life, this constant low-level hum that plays underneath everything else. It's there during your kid's soccer game, during business meetings, during the rare quiet moments when your brain isn't actively putting out fires. You know what you should do, which somehow makes not doing it even heavier. And here's what nobody prepared you for: the creeping awareness that time isn't neutral. It's not patiently waiting for you to get less busy. Every postponed conversation is gone. Every missed Sunday doesn't come back. Every "I'll visit next month" eventually becomes "I should have visited last year." The math is simple, but brutal. Your dad spent decades making you the priority. Now you're spending years making him the option. Not because you're cruel or uncaring, but because the machine you built to take care of everyone else forgot to include him in the blueprint. Some families figure this out early. Others learn it the hard way, when later runs out of runway and transforms into too late. Most of us exist somewhere in between, knowing better, but not quite doing better. What makes it absurd is that if anyone else needed you, your boss, your kids, your partner, you'd find the time somehow. You'd rearrange, sacrifice, make it work. But the person who taught you that dedication, he's learned to expect the scraps of your schedule. The cycle continues because busy people raise busy people who raise busy people. Each generation inherits the trap and passes it forward, all while promising themselves they'll be different, more present, more available. Spoiler alert, most aren't. Here's the kicker that should keep you up at night. That auto shop office where you played for hours, your dad was building more than carburetors. He was constructing your entire foundation, one late evening at a time. And now that foundation is so solid, so successful, that it's become the very thing preventing you from saying thank you. You're living proof that his sacrifice worked. You're responsible, hardworking, committed to your family. You're also living proof that success has a price tag. And sometimes that price is measured in the distance between your life and his. So that's the game nobody warns you about. The people who give you everything somehow end up with whatever's left over. And what's left over after work and family and obligations and exhaustion is usually nothing but good intentions and mounting regret. But here's the twist. Every single day, you're still writing the story. The ending isn't set yet. That phone call you could make right now, that visit you could schedule for this weekend, that decision to let something else slide for once, those are all still options. The question is whether you'll choose them before the story chooses its own ending. Because eventually, it will.